It was dark blue, like navy blue, I think. Oh, you racking my brain now.
Now, when you started working there, because you said you worked there before you got married,
Yes.
were you doing it to help out your family, or was it just so that you could have some money?
I helped out my family, yes.
Okay. What lessons did you learn from working at Mervyn Con?
Mm. Like, give me an example.
Like how to keep track of your money and make sure what you have to spend it on and what you
Yeah.
need to keep for the family.
Yeah, well, I know I met a lot of good people that worked there, you know, and I have always remembered those, like Miss Stella, who's here, and that's about all. And my husband had an uncle who worked in the men's department, and he was funny. He'd put a jacket on you, and he'd hold it from the back, and he'd say, "Oh, that fits good." But anyway, he worked there for years and years.
Is that how you met your husband? Through his uncle? Or
No, I met him through school.
through school?
Yeah, uh-huh.
What was your favorite memory of Mervyn Con?
I guess the people that worked there. Uh-huh.
Made some good friends?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Do you have any least favorite memories?
No, I don't think so. We didn't wear any uniforms or anything, which was, I mean, now, you know, a lot of people wear uniforms,
Right.
but not there. That was never done even at that time.
So there wasn't any sort of dress code?
No. Mm-mm. Well, we wore nice clothes, but
Right.
not, you know, not fancy, no.
That's nice.
Yeah.
So would you say that there were like a mix of single women that were working there and some married women?
Oh, yes. Uh-huh. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Now, did a lot of people quit like you after they got married?
You know, I really don't know. I don't know. Well, I know there were a lot of married people, like Jerome's uncle. He was married, and he worked there for years and years. Yeah.
And were there any racial distinctions in the jobs?
No. Not at all.
So that anybody could have work pretty much any job?
When you work in one section, that's where you work, more or less, you know. Sometimes, you know, if somebody was missing, you could help out, but I never worked anywhere but upstairs and for Mr. Those men, yeah. Yeah.
Were there any seasonal sales or
Yes, yes.
more people came during Christmas to shop and
Yeah,
stuff?
uh-huh, yeah.
Did y'all have a lot of Christmas items for them to buy, or?
Not too much. But they did have sales, I know that.
Now, were you in charge of keeping track of the charge accounts since you worked up there, or?
I don't think so. I think the lady that I worked with, she did more of that.
She did the charge accounts?
Yeah, uh-huh.
Do you remember any of the store promotions that they had? For like a new item or?
Oh, things every once in a while, like a lot of nice clothes, you know. And other than that, I don't know, because I wasn't in charge for anything of that. They had a lot of nice shoes.
Did you buy a lot of shoes there?
Not too many. I couldn't afford it.
Just go and look at them all.
Yeah.
So would you say that pretty much everyone could shop and get something at Mervyn Cons? It wasn't just really expensive items. It was kind of span.
Yeah. No, it wasn't really expensive. You know, the men's department had just men's clothes, and then the ladies department had the ladies, you know. And sometimes they had some good sales on the ladies' clothes.
Do you remember where the store would get some of its merchandise?
No. I'm doing some stockings with ties, some Christmas stockings, and a classmate of mine passed away, and I make stockings with the ties.
Okay.
And some of them came from Mervyn Con, and I saved those little tags, and I put them on the stocking.
Were those some of your husband's old ties, or?
No, the person that died, well, the first time I did that, it was my brother-in-law, my husband's brother. I used the ties to make a stocking, a Christmas stocking. It's nice and big. I should have brought one. And they had the Mervyn Con on there, you know.
That label.
Mm-hmm.
That was real important.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Do you remember, now I know that you only worked there for a little while.
Yeah.
But do you remember how the store kind of changed with the times? Did it ever sell like TVs when TVs came out? No.
I don't believe they even ever had TVs there.
Okay.
They had a hardware store too at one time. But I don't remember what was in there even.
Probably like some tools. Or
Yeah.
something. Do you remember when the store closed?
I don't remember when it was, but I know everybody was disappointed when it closed.
Right.
Yeah. But I don't remember when it's closed.
So a lot of people were mad when it closed, and was it just people that worked there, or people that had to now find a new place to shop?
Yeah. I think it was people who there were people that came from all over to shop at Mervyn Con. That was the store in the whole area. You know, they came from Crowley, Lafayette, Eunice, New Iberia, everywhere.
Yeah, it's a pretty big store.
Yeah.
And what were some of the influences that you think the store had on Rain?
You know, I don't know, but I know it. I guess it was because they had nice things there, and you know, I don't believe there was any store in the town of Rain that, you know, sold a nice china and you know, that kind of stuff.
Did you ever work with Mr. Khan?
I think he would come around every once in a while, but I never worked with him, no.
He had a different secretary, or?
Well, I think he would just come in and out all the time. I don't remember if he had a separate secretary or not. And then Mr. Foreman, too, I worked for him, too. Let's see, what was his name? Barney Foreman, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. And he more or less worked in the hardware store. But I didn't work for him, but he was the boss there.
Mm-hmm.
And he was a good guy too. He's still living.
See, you're remembering stuff. Why do you think that it's important to document the history of Mervyn Kahn and Rain?
I think it's important because there were so many people that came to shop there, you know, and uh, people are going to be happy to know that it's documented, you know. Uh-huh.
So, were you excited when you heard about that we were doing this project?
Yes, I was.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I really thought I wasn't going to come because the weather was so bad, but
I
I
know.
wanted to come. I really wanted to come.
Just shows how interested you are and dedicated to it.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you would like to tell me about Mervyn Kahn or Rain?
I don't think so. I knew my dad used to tell me that they had horses and buggies that would, on Saturdays, they would park right in the front there.
In front of the store?
Yeah. And they would, that's when they had the big sales. I
Okay.
remember that now. And that was a long time ago.
Would y'all ever go to the big sales?
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that from when you were a little kid, or?
Yeah, yeah. And boy, there was a lot of people that came in then. That was on Saturdays all the time.
Every Saturday?
Mm-hmm. I think. And they were never open on Sundays. Never.
Right.
Mm-mm.
Now, do you remember if there were ever any Christmas parties for the store, or no?
Mm-mm.
I like that horse story about the being in front of the store. That's pretty cool. I hadn't heard that one before.
Mm-hmm.
Any other stories that come to mind?
I don't think so. I can't think of anything. Probably when I go home, I'll remember it.
That always seems to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you. Now, I have a question for you.
Okay.
You live in